Hello, and my name is Alex, and welcome to Journeys Through Time, my experiences as a business owner, the problems and solutions I've found along the way. And if this is the first time you've seen me, welcome, and please like and subscribe and watch the journey so far. If you're returning, welcome back. This is episode 28. In the last episode, we talked about the importance of how to, find and connect with people, because obviously you wish to build your network. In this episode, we're looking at webinar frameworks. So why are we talking about webinars? Well, it is a way of networking with your prospects. It's an alternative to networking in person. And like I say, it's having a conversation with them. And it is the equivalent of being in person, but we're doing it online instead. And it's much more effective in some respects because you can talk to a greater number of people in an unlimited number of countries. So what do you need to do that's different when it's an online conversation? Well, it's essentially about taking people on a journey in the most simpler terms along a series of peaks and troughs. So let's give a few examples of what that might look like. So generally speaking, and it will be, it's different for everyone that does it, because it's obviously you build these things around what messages you wish to share with your prospective audience and what you'd like them to do at the end. So generally speaking, I split it roughly into the following sections. So some kind of introduction, why you're here, what you're doing. Then there'll be 3 parts. So there'll be a part 1. In between part 1 and 2, there'll be a brief summary of what actions and options that your prospects can take. And then you go through another 2 parts. And then at the end, you go deeper into an offer. So an offer really is about how people can work together and collaborate. So let's have a look at each of these sections briefly in a bit more detail. So an introduction is essentially just reminding people why they were invited and what information they can expect during a session. Having done quite a few of these meetings now, one thing I encourage and help people with is including what I call audience interaction. You've persuaded isn't necessarily the right word, but people have been interested enough to come and spend, say, an hour with you. It's important to gauge how good your information is as you're going along. So I personally have been introducing things like polls to check that the information I'm sharing resonates. Another thing to do within the introduction section is to give a brief summary of who you are and what you bring to the table. And essentially, before you move into your different parts, you should be talking about why now is the right time to be talking about the information and the messaging that you wish to share. So part 1, generally, a structure is important because if you're going to keep people's attention, you need to go at a reasonable pace. Each section needs to join together, even if the audience aren't necessarily aware that this is happening. But obviously, you've introduced X number of parts. So the reason you do separation is to obviously let people know that there is going to be an end. You're not keeping them there forever. So what do you talk about in part one? Well, it's about introducing to a number of items, and talking about three things which kind of underlying the reasons for having the conversations, and how you sort of give credence to these things is to talk about stories and case studies around these subjects, and at the end of part one provide a summary. Now, before going into your part two, it is always worth giving a very brief insight as to what the action at the end you like to offer, in terms of how you can work together with people on why they are there. People are not daft. They know that the purpose of the meeting is to offer something. So people got the opportunity to either jump off or to jump in. You know, you don't want to waste people's time. And equally, if people are ready, there's no need for them. There'll be no need for them to see the entire presentation if they'd already liked to have a conversation with you. So why not make that a possibility? So the following two parts. So part one was talking through reasons, stories, you know, what problems people might experience. Part two is generally how the alternative views, the ways of improving individual situations, again backed up with stories and case studies, how you might adjust or refine courses of action, followed by a summary. And really the final part is it's all about reinforcing and summarizing the whole journey, so that the solution to all of these stories and case studies is an opportunity to work together and to sort of build up to what they can, you know, what they can do about it. And finally is the offer itself. I always think that working together is a much more powerful thing that you can offer than simply, you know, it being, you know, opposite one another, so to speak. Working together is less about the person or the people delivering it, but concentrating on the people that are looking to find solutions. You know, it's not about us. It's about how you can improve and get people to where they want to in you know, in a reasonable time and in a structured way. So this is why webinars are an effective way of sharing information and really offering an opportunity to have a further conversation, generally speaking on a one-to-one basis, is to take people, offer more information, to answer questions, and just to see where people are. It's not about imposing solutions. People need to want it and want to work with you. You know, it's just the way of the world, that not everybody's, you know, ready to work on solutions or ready to work with you. So it's really about taking people on a journey. And what I found is that people often re-watch your webinars or attend on multiple occasions, because you don't necessarily get information straight away, and maybe you want to know a little bit more about the personal persons that deliver it, because obviously you've got to, there has to be an element of liking the people. I think it's really important if so that is kind of the structure. And in a business sense, whilst there's a lot of people in business, when you're running a business, you may or may not have employees or people that you hire or you wish to as part of a process of moving forward. It can be very easy to feel that you're in business on your own, and really the whole point of collaborating with people is A, not to have that that feeling, but also that you're doing something meaningful that's going to get you further down the line than you are already. Clearly, there are very talented people out in the world, but we're not all talented at everything. And gaining perspectives from other people, finding out what other people have done, and not having to reinvent the wheel. There's so much knowledge available. There's absolutely no reason to have to reinvent everything. And if you have any ambitions to expand a business, it's really important to recognize that it's, whilst you can grow a business to a certain size on your own, to get much bigger and to solve more and bigger problems in the world, you have to employ or hire people. You have to go through the process of knowing what that's like and gaining other people's perspectives, and ultimately to trust other people to get on with tasks that you agree on. So it's a very interesting journey, and the webinar is a way, a tool that you can use to make your first impressions to prospects who, at the stage that they see you, don't necessarily know you very well. So that was quite a long introduction to why webinars are important. In the next episode, we'll be looking at how you invite people to your webinars. All right. We'll catch you on the next one. Bye for now.